Is paid education actually worth it? Whether that's property education, whether that's trading education, is it worth it? Sometimes people are under this false illusion that they're going to do a 5-day training and they're going to know absolutely everything there is to know. And today we are joined by the wonderful Adam as well.
Too much selling there for me. Not enough content. I'm not interested in it.
Anyone can do a course. Anyone can coach you. So it's about the credibility and the due diligence and the checking.
You can maybe have a good start, but you're not going to learn everything there is to know. Hello and welcome to the STARTrading podcast with me, Lewis.
And me, Sophie.
And today we are joined by the wonderful Adam as well.
Hello.
Welcome. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah,
Thank
good
you
to
for
be here.
joining us.
So Adam, you are one of our mentees at STARTrading. So it'd just be lovely to hear a little bit about you, who you are, what you do, where you come from, and why you decided to get involved with trading.
Yeah, sure. So I am from Kent originally. I lived in London for about 6 or 7 years. Then went travelling, and now we live in the Midlands.
I'm going to just jump in here. So when he says travelling, what it means is he lived in a van.
Did you?
Yeah, self-converted to camper van.
Self-converted.
Yeah.
Okay. Where
Yeah,
did you go?
not just a basic van.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It was nice.
We went all over Europe. So
Nice.
from here to nearly the top of Norway, over to Greece, down to Portugal, and back again.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, covered most of it.
And learning and trading that whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's actually where I began. I came up with the idea because before that I was in property. Been in property I had been for about 5 years at that point. But because we were traveling, I couldn't really do much in it. I was sourcing before that, but it was getting a bit tricky. And also I didn't really want to be tied to the Northeast, which is where I was based. And we were thinking about living abroad and stuff like that. So I wanted to find something a bit more possible to do on the move.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah, I was actually just like scrolling through Instagram one day, and on my like property feed, I had some other like property people that I sort of follow back and stuff. And he did a reel of sort of like different types of investing, and one of them was Forex. And he said like the person to follow is Lewis, and I was like, oh, that's
Take
funny.
that.
Yeah.
Who was it? Do you remember who it was?
I don't know his name. He's called the Property Engineer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You know that guy? Yeah. And yeah, that was sort of the start of it. I already met up with Lewis before because he invests in the same town as me. So I knew him, and I just like did a little bit looking into trading, and I thought this is actually potentially quite cool. I think it will suit my personality type. Means I can do it anywhere. So yeah, I just messaged Lewis and found out what was going on.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
did you start with the Forex in 5 or?
Yeah, kind
Go
of.
straight into it?
I did. I basically like signed up, and I signed up just as that one had finished.
Yeah.
And I messaged Lewis, and I was like, I don't really want to wait a whole month. Like, is there any way I can do it? So he said, I'll just leave the Facebook group open. So I rewatched all the videos afterwards, and then just sent all my homework straight to Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And that hasn't stopped.
Yeah, that's very keen.
So yeah, it started with Forex in 5. It was really that was such a good way to decide if I wanted to do it,
Yeah.
because they cover Lewis covers so much that you can really just skip through all the
Bull.
yeah.
I think it's like you said, that it's a really good way to figure out if it's something you want to do. Not only are you learning how to do it well and do it safely, but it's such a good way to, okay, well, I've kind of got an interest in this. Is it actually something I'm willing to invest my time and my energy and my money into? So yeah, it's brilliant for that perspective as well.
Yeah, and a good introduction to what it is, because
Yeah.
I literally had no idea. I didn't know anything about it. Like if you showed me a chart, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to tell you what was up, what was
Yeah.
down. I had no idea about it at all.
Yeah.
So that was a really good way just to like quickly find out a lot of information, and yeah, just see if it will suit with my plans really.
Yeah.
And how did you find the training once you started?
Yeah, really good. So I'd already had a bit of experience in terms of sort of like paid education, because I did like property education.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for like 2-3 years or so, and then did paid property coaching after that. And it was like, that was brilliant because it meant I could build like a massive portfolio. So then I was like, well, if I'm going to do a new like venture, I need to do it properly, get educated. And there was so many like courses like jumping out at me as soon as I started like looking into it a little bit. I was like, oh my god,
You get bombarded.
Yeah,
don't you,
yeah.
literally.
I was like, I don't want to know about any of these. I know Lewis. After badgering him quite a lot and asking like probably like, well, in hindsight, a lot of silly questions.
But you don't know what you don't know, do you?
No, exactly,
So
yeah.
When you don't know what you don't know, you're going to ask not silly questions, but questions that, well, anybody who doesn't know anything is going to ask.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Questions from now, my point of view now is like, oh, that was like a bit dumb to ask that. But at that point, as I said, I knew nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the main thing for me was just like trust with Lewis, because I knew that he was the real deal, and I know that he's got, he's done the property side of it, and obviously like to do that he did trading to get the money for that, so I know how much money it takes to start buying houses. So
even where we invest,
there's still some money needed, so. So that's
you made a point that you did property education as well, paid education, and that kind of brings us quite nicely on as a bit of a segue to kind of our topic for today, which is paid education actually worth it? Whether that's property education, whether that's trading education, is it worth it? It's a big question. I mean, I think all three of us have a very simple answer.
Yeah, but the problem is sifting through it.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of regulation, is there? Especially in the property industry.
Yeah,
it's
none.
like anyone can do a course.
Yeah.
Anyone can coach you. So it's about the credibility and the due diligence and the checking, which is what's nice about the Forex in 5, because you can meet the whole team and see a bit of the process, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it is such an easy answer, because like you say, it's so difficult. When I did my property education, I was like completely unexposed to the world of like selling and stuff like that. Went to the first sort of like 2-hour seminar, and obviously just like, oh yeah, that sounds great.
Did you say seminar?
That
is actually pretty much a seminar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I went to that and instantly got the upsell, and I was like, oh yeah, that seems good. Then got another upsell. I was like, well, I'm into it now. So
I'm trapped.
I'm trapped.
I'm in the vortex.
Exactly. Yeah. So this time I was a lot more skeptical, and I was much more wise to the tactics and stuff like that. With the other ones I like looked into, and I was like, there's too much selling there for me, not enough content that I'm not interested in it. Whereas Lewis's Forex and 5, it's not really massively salesy at all. There's so much information that, to be honest, if you just do that, you'd come out of it. And it's so, I don't know what charges, how much is it now?
Well, at the moment, as of the day of recording, it is £20, but it is going to go up eventually.
Okay, I mean, that's, unbelievable value. Yeah, it really is. Because
this is a question, how much do you think that week alone is worth? With all your experience in what you've done before and other education, that week alone, genuinely, what do you think it would be worth?
Am I setting the price the next
Go high.
Well, first of all, you have to think about your cost of time, because to find that information would take you an impossible amount of hours, like scrolling through YouTube, and you don't even know if it's real or tested. So I don't know, limitless really. It depends what your cost of time is. But in terms of the actual content, that's the content, and those 5 days is enough for a proper, like an actual course that you'd be done with. So I don't know, whatever initial, like £1,000 probably, like an initial bump, just get a load of information really quickly, and then you can start sort of learning and trading. I mean, there's a lot more to learn in the actual to do it properly, but you can certainly have a go and have a play. And
it's like you just said, that there's a lot more to learn. I think sometimes people are under this false illusion that they're going to do a 5-day training and they're going to know absolutely everything there is to know. We would talk about this off camera a bit earlier today, where there's people who offer these trainings and they say you're going to learn everything there's possibly to know in this 5 hours recorded course about property. No, you're not. There's no way you're going to learn everything you need to know about property in 5 hours. You can maybe have a good start, but you're not going to learn everything there is to know. And I think with Forex in 5, it's a really good way for people to get that foundation for an absolute fraction of the actual value of what it is, because we want to make sure people are staying safe. So, I'm very glad you picked the figure of 1,000. We'll take that.
I was going to say 50 quid.
How dare you?
No, it wasn't. No, definitely hundreds. Yeah. So when you were in the training, what did you love about it, and what were your challenges?
Challenges were probably to like hold myself back a bit, because I was traveling. I had like endless time to just blast through it, and I just wanted to go as quickly as I possibly could.
Do you know what your trader personality is?
I can't remember at the time, probably driver or something. I'm very much a driver.
Yeah, me too. I think we need some drivers here. I've been picked on like this. So continue, that's fine. Nothing wrong with enthusiasm.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. That was probably initially trying to like slow down and make sure I'm not sort of jumping or running before I can walk, I suppose. And what was the other, what I enjoyed most out of it? I just absolutely love learning new skills. and it was addictive. Like I just wanted to get to the next call as quickly as possible. And I wasn't like trying to jump to the next strategy as soon as possible. I just wanted to master it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I wasn't fussed about like, okay, I've done that one, next one, and next one. It was more like, well, why isn't it perfect yet? Like, tell me why it isn't perfect. What do I need to like tweak?
Yeah. Did you find that hard? Because if you do have a bit of a personality tilt towards perfectionism and wanting things to be perfect, do you think that can be quite hard in trading, because we know we don't win 100% of the time? So even if it is perfect, your brain can sometimes trick you and think, well, it lost, therefore it wasn't perfect, I need to find out the reason why. Well, actually sometimes there isn't really a reason worth looking for. It just is the way it is because the market did the opposite. Do you think that can maybe be quite hard for people? Is that something you found hard?
It probably could be. It depends how you like focus it. After reading like a few mindset books on trading, for me it was like, don't sort of like pressure myself to win every trade. Pressure myself to make sure that once I look back on it, that the setup was perfect. Yeah. Because like you don't really define if it's a good trade whether it wins or loses. It's whether the setup was correct. So
I think that's a massive mindset shift. Try and say that 3 times fast. For people, and we always say that a good trade isn't a trade that wins. A bad trade isn't a trade that loses. It is whether or not it met the criteria and it was the right trade to take. Yeah, brilliant mindset shift, that one. Really, really good. Yeah.
And what has your performance been like kind of month to month since you was live trading?
So I started right at the end of March 2023, and I started trading the first strategy live in May, I think. Not great results to begin with, because I think I was just like super excited and
it's a familiar story.
I'm so glad you're saying this.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Jumping the gun as well. Like sometimes just like looking at the wrong candle, just because I was trading in the morning, not sort of like thinking, especially at the beginning, I kind of like, didn't realize I had to close first. Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, that looks great. Like going in and then like coming back, checking it the next day and be like, what happened to that candle?
What was I looking at?
What? So, but that I think I actually won my very first trade, and I was like, and I remember I jumped the gun on that one. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, this is easy. I'm flying. And then I lost like 6 or 7 in a row, and I was just like, Lewis, what the hell's going on? And he was like, well, that was rubbish. That was rubbish. That was rubbish. That was rubbish.
I said it in a nice way.
Well, it was the way that I needed to hear it. Yeah. And the main thing that actually like completely changed my trading was like really understanding levels and looking at both the daily and the weekly, and that just completely transformed it, because most of the time I was trading through levels, and to be honest, it's still something that I'm not perfect at now, but that's the thing that really like held me back. And as soon as like I really like drilled down that with Lewis, the wins started coming. So then I think it was like a month and then a month and a month for the next few strategies. So by like September, October, I was trading certainly all 3 swing trading live, and then November I think I was trading the day trading strategy we do live. But yeah, so I guess like November, December, January, February, I'm at like 4 like full months, and I've been averaging, well, I averaged around 6%. In December, I think I got like 13%.
Wow.
December was just like
a nice month.
Happy Christmas. It was Christmas time. Yeah,
that's
it's some
really
Christmas
good
magic.
results.
Yeah. But it's like come up and down. November was probably a bit higher than that. It's like October, November, December were really high. January, February were a little bit lower. So like, but averages out about 6, I'd say.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And what's your trading like now? You before we spoke, you said you were maybe doing a bit of day trading.
Yeah.
Yes, we actually. So this is not an official announcement, but myself and Adam have been working on a new strategy, testing a new strategy, which is a day trading strategy technically, but it doesn't take all day. No. It's a very short time frame. I'm not going to give away too much because we are still working. I want to make it very clear that we are testing, and we always test as best as we can any strategy before we release it to people, because there's been times where we've tested strategies and they've not worked out. This one is seeming very promising so far, and I'll let Adam tell you about what the results have been so far this year on it.
And by day trading we mean it's all done in a day?
Yes.
Okay.
This one's done in less than that, but really when we talk about day trading, we're talking about the time frame of chart that we're looking at. So in this example, we're looking at a very low time frame chart. We're looking at just the 5-minute chart. Yeah, so sometimes day traders will, and again, just for context for people if they don't know, the 5-minute chart means every candle you see on the chart is worth 5 minutes worth of data. The daily chart every candle is worth a day's worth of data. So every candle represents 5 minutes worth of data. A lot of day traders may use the 5 minute, they may use the 10 minute, the 15 minute, the hour. Intraday traders will use the 4 hour. Swing traders, which is what we generally do because that's what allows us to only spend 30 minutes, we'll look at the daily chart for our patterns. So yeah, this one's based off of the 5 minute.
So what made you want to do this more kind of time intensive?
I knew when I signed up this was that I'd want to do more, because I kind of like I was enjoying property, but I'd kind of reached a point where I was getting a little bit jaded with it and I wanted a new challenge. Before I went traveling, the conversion of the camper van took like 9 months, and that gave me a lot of time to like think about what I actually like wanted to do. And driving up and down to the northeast wasn't probably that. So so I just thought if I'm learning the skill to swing trade, it's not that difficult to shift that to day, or it's not like you've learned the fundamentals at that point. Now you just have to learn like a new strategy or something like that. So yeah, I just thought, how can I boost the returns dramatically? And that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, with this one, I was just I'm a bit of a like I kind of like love back testing, which is probably a bit weird. I don't think many people love it, but I really enjoy just doing like hundreds of them and just and then like delving into data and then trying to work out like what works and what doesn't work. So I was just sort of like doing loads of back testing on day trading, and then I just noticed like there was something that kept happening over and over again, and then I started like putting a sort of like a target and a stop loss on it each day to see how it was performing, and then it just started to every now and then just come in like really high. So yeah, I just started.
Do I need to get up really early in the morning to do this?
Yeah, you won't like it.
It depends what's early for you.
Anything pre 9 a.m. is early for you.
Yeah, you're going to miss it, I'm afraid.
This is an anti-parent strategy. Can we get some like mid-afternoon?
We'll work on it.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, I have potentially seen another one that might work mid-afternoon. But yeah, anyway, I just sort of spotted something that kept working. So I've been testing it since January. And I think initially it was quite hard to work out with the backtesting exactly what it was making, but since trading it live, it's been a lot clearer. So January made 11.5%, February made 8%, and so far we're pretty much a bang smack halfway through March, and it's
at the time of recording.
At the time of recording, and yeah, it's up 4%. 4.5%.
So you've not only back tested it, but you're confident enough to live trade it
with a small account.
Yeah.
So it's more to because it's so quick.
Yeah.
It's to make sure that it enters it correctly. It's, as Lewis said, it's like on a 5 minute. Sometimes I'll drop down to the minute time frame to like see a bit more detail. And it literally does last like often 1 minute, sometimes like 3 seconds or less.
What?
Under a second sometimes for a loser.
Which is why it's not for new traders.
Yes,
this
I can
is not
see
a strategy
that.
So the stage that Adam's now at, because of the work he's put in, because he's mastered swing trading, he's got all of our strategies under his belt. You now get to be creative and you get to have some fun with it and think, right, well, this is something I'm seeing in the market. Does this work as a strategy? Sometimes the thing you notice, you test and it doesn't work. So this is, again, why we test, why we back test. We want to make sure that our theories are actually accurate and are operating well in the market. So this is where you can get to. It's quite an exciting stage to be. And we've done some testing that isn't working. And so we're now focusing on what is working, but that is the nature. And unfortunately, testing strategies does take time. But we've done enough historic testing on it that we're now happy to test it live, because that can sometimes change things. And it's proving pretty good.
Yeah, that's really exciting. And it kind of shows that STARTrading doesn't really stop.
No.
Like, you're not just teaching us the 3 strategies and then you're like, bye. You can stay within the community, you can keep working and find out about new strategies. Have you got a name for your new strategy?
You can't call it that, because then you'll give it away.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got it now.
It's 6:30 a.m.
It's the ATM strategy, based on what we said before.
ATM strategy. Cha-ching.
Yeah. No. Maybe I'll come up with something for it, but not yet.
Watch this space then.
Watch this space.
Oh, that's cool. So you've had a good time with your trading then, I take it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'd still think I'm still not really at the point where I'm day trading every day and I want to be. I'm still like back testing a lot. And until I'm there, I won't I don't think I will consider myself sort of, well, I'll never consider myself done. That's the nature of this sort of thing, like that you always learn more. And as I was listening to one of your podcasts before, and you were saying about how it's like constantly evolving. I think you were talking about pullbacks maybe, about how you went from the 21 to the 8 because it wasn't performing as well. That's what's always going to happen. So even as soon as you get comfortable, you have to basically reinvent it again, because
markets are living, breathing things. They do evolve over time, and if you're staying static, which is again why just buying a strategy off the shelf doesn't work. And if you're around people who are actually doing this every day, like we are at STARTrading, they can evolve with the market if they've got the right skill set in place and share that skill set with you. So when I first started, like I said, 10 years ago, we'd trade off the 21 moving average. Now we don't. We just don't. We trade off of the 8 because it's higher trade frequency and you still get good returns. So, yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about it, or thinking maybe they don't know enough, or it seems a bit techie, or what would your advice be to someone thinking?
It definitely isn't like too techie. It's so basic. I think the thing is, I think with anything like this, if you don't do it, like what's the alternative? I've always, ever since I started property, I've just been like, okay, I'm never having a boss again, because there's no point. Like you're not going to have a better life for that. Or some people might, but from my point of view, I knew I didn't want that. I knew I wanted to be in control of my own sort of time, basically. So yeah, I think if you also desire that, this is a great way to start. And you just have to be aware that this is not like a get rich quick though. You have to put a ton of work in. And if you're willing to do that, then I honestly think like everyone should learn this, because it literally takes like, well, especially like swing trading, it takes like half an hour, 45 minutes in the morning or evening, if you can stay up that late. but if you do that for like 10 years, you're just going to change your future completely compared to if you don't. And if you don't, the alternative is most people will be exactly the same place as they are in 10 years time,
or worse off.
The
likelihood is if you're standing still, you're worse off in 10 years time. That's the reality. We have to be doing something. We really do.
So if you rewind back to when you started in property and you could have gone property or trading, do you think you would have gone trading?
Lewis asked me this last time. I don't regret anything, but I think I can see why some people would benefit a lot more from doing this first, because you don't need as much money. Like to start with property, not only is it a lot to buy the house initially, you have to like get to the place, get hotels, put in a ton of offers, refurbs. There's so much money up front before you get anything back. Whereas I think this is something that you can start alongside a job far more easily. And you could do that, an hour a day. That's all it really takes. But every day you have got to be consistent to learn. And then once you're up and running, I don't know, it might take you a year and a half to just be like really confident with it. And then it's just half an hour every single day. And then the returns just like compound. I mean, the compounding is the exciting thing. If you're working as well, it's even better, because you don't need the money. You can just leave it there and let it grow. Use it for a deposit for like a dream home in the future or something like that. So, hopefully that answered the question.
Ish. I would have quite liked to hear the words, yes, sis, I would have started with trading, but I'll take that.
I think most people should definitely start with this.
I
think it's such an easy way into learning how to be in control of your money, and I think that is a skill that's obviously not taught in schools, but it should be. Money management is so important, and
100%.
People just don't know how to do it. I mean, I didn't know how to do it pre-property. Then I realized that, oh god, you can't just like leave your money in a bank. You can't, because it will just drip away into nothing. It just rots in the bank.
Exactly. In terms of you may have the same amount or a little bit more, and it's a little bit more in 10 years time if you leave it in the bank, but your actual ability to use that money is so diminished because the cost of everything else goes up way higher than the money in the bank goes up. So that's quite a good way of describing it, actually, isn't it? I was quite proud of that one. There we go. So Sophie, how's your week been?
Good. I've had a word with myself.
Good.
Put a bit more discipline in here. You'll understand this. Just being excited to trade, just being excited to get on the charts every day and find those trades and press that button. But now I'm being really sensible and having those breaks. So before I was going through the markets and going, yep. But now I'm flagging them, going away and then coming back and thinking, maybe not all of them.
Really
Yeah,
good stuff.
so
It's a
being
good way of
really-
doing it. Yeah,
yeah.
flag it, step away, have a
Yeah.
little break, come back. Oh, okay, yeah, that one isn't right. Oh, actually, yeah, this one is still good. Yeah, it's a good way to do it.
Yeah, really
Brilliant.
happy.
Would you like a snack?
Yes, let's do it.
Fantastic. So, welcome to the snack section. Adam. I'll give you your snack.
Okay. Look away.
Are you ready?
Mhm.
I just realised this may not actually be a snack.
Oh, what's this? It's a little blue Galaxy gum tape. Blue raspberry.
I just realised you can't actually swallow that, can
That's
you?
a good
Well, you're not meant to.
surprise.
You can audibly
Yeah.
chew it for a
Oh,
little
bubble
while.
You can
gum.
audibly chew it, yeah.
Should we do bubbles?
Can you blow bubbles?
Can you blow bubbles?
No.
Oh,
I'm a failure as a child. I was.
it's got a handy little thing so I can
Put on
clip
your little
it,
belt.
clip it to myself.
Reel a bit off whenever you need it.
Cool. This is a good surprise. Never had it. Don't
How
really
does
know
it
what it
open?
is. Have you seen this before?
Do you not remember these from
think
childhood?
so.
Have you had them?
Yeah, as a kid.
Bubblegum.
There we are.
Oh, more plastic. Well done, Mr. Packaging.
Thank you, Lewis. I am surprised.
Yeah.
How much do you think I should have?
Not too much.
Go on. Oh. Oh.
Not very nice.
Kind of
That's a lot, Adam.
Is it?
I think so.
floury.
Floury.
Coated in like.
I thought that was going to be sugar.
The taste. Do you want to describe the taste?
Oh, it smells like some form of shot I've had before.
I don't know what it tastes like.
Chemi-
Appley?
I was
Watermelon.
going to say
I'm just going to
blueberry.
clip it on for later.
Yeah, this is a weak one. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't taste of anything, really. I'll go surprise 9. Taste 2.
I think that's generous.
What do you think? Are you going for a bubble?
Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go.
I mean, it was a surprise. I didn't know they still did those. I thought they were sort of so unhealthy that they probably don't meet food standards or something now. But
Probably don't. I don't think it counts as food, does it?
so it was a surprise. Yeah, I'd say 9 for a surprise. It is really tasty though.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I'm probably reaching to the point where I've had enough of it now. But
Yeah.
yeah, the initial
Yeah.
taste is delicious. I'll give it an
Do
8.
you like one?
No.
I mean a snack.
Oh yes. I'm gonna have to get rid of this though. This is vile.
Okay.
Oh,
Ready?
eyes shut.
There we go.
Oh, hello. I think I already know I'm gonna love these.
Yeah?
Oh, I think
Whoosh.
my parents get these.
We're just getting rid of this now.
So these are sweet chili rice crackers, and I love a Chinese takeaway.
Yeah?
This is like as close as I'm getting. I've actually got some Chinese takeaway in the fridge. I'm gonna have later today. Let me try and get into these.
Yeah, they look quite nice.
Mm.
You still got the taste in your mouth.
Yeah, I can't
I
make one of those.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to have one just to palate cleanse and then try again.
There you go.
Thanks.
I'm a fan. Surprise. Wasn't expecting anything like this at 10. Taste 7. Yeah, they're
Do
nice.
you like it?
Yeah, I love these.
I think I win this week.
I was meant to end the thingy then, but I've got carried away and put
Planned
another
it.
one. Yes, please.
Thank you so much for joining us this week, and we'll see you next time for the Star Trading Podcast.
Bye bye.